What's up, YouTube? This is Chris Albert here. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about bro science, the label bro science, what I feel it's doing to our disciplines in bodybuilding and fitness. But first, I want to talk to you about a project that my buddy C.T. Fletcher is putting out, and that's C.T. Fletcher's master plan. For those of you who don't know C.T. Fletcher, he's a 3-time world bench press champion, a 3-time world strict curl champion, and a world bodybuilding champion. This guy has survived a torn aortic valve. He continued to compete despite being told by his doctors that he'd probably die if he went onto the platform. If he had quit that day when his doctor told him that, you probably would have never heard of him. This is a guy who walked into my gym 3 years ago, and he had the biggest arms I ever seen in my life. He told me he was a world champion, and I'd heard this a lot from different people, but so I just went on my way. I didn't really think of anything on it, and then I went back, and this guy's preacher curling 90-pound dumbbells on a preacher bench, strict. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. This is a guy when you walk up next to him, you hear him ticking like a machine, and that's because he's actually got a machine running his heart. He continues to do the work that he does despite having a machine running his heart. He doesn't take excuses. He has a work ethic unlike anybody I've ever seen. All of you could benefit from hearing his story. There is so much inspiration to be had by seeing his channel and seeing this movie come to fruition. Please, if you are interested in donating, go to this link up here to donate to C.T. Fletcher's master plan on Indiegogo, or at the end of this little presentation that I have, please go into my description and click on the link there. Now, going along with this, one of the things I want to talk to you about is a concept that I believe is ruining bodybuilding and ruining fitness as we know it, and that's this label known as bro science. Why do I think that this label's ruining bodybuilding and ruining fitness? Well, let's think about where it came from first. It came about because some people with more scientific minds were frustrated at the fact that information was being passed along in locker rooms, information that wasn't really supported by scientific studies, but that was being held as absolute truth by the bodybuilding community. Different examples, different targets of the bro science label are the 6 to 8 meal template that you see a lot of bodybuilders following. A lot of guys now are saying that that's bro science and you don't really need to follow the 6 to 8 meal template, and that you don't really need to eat every 2 to 3 hours. Steady state cardio, though a lot of bodybuilders over time have been doing steady state cardio for their cardio to burn fat for shows. Scientific minds are saying, well, that's bro science. The literature actually says this. My point is this. I think that just because you read a few journal articles and just because you learn a little bit about a subject, it doesn't make you the expert on what everybody should do. To label something bro science is to say that that thing that some people are doing is completely invalid. It doesn't work. The fact is, some things might work for some people, and some things might not work for some people. When we do scientific experiments, we do them on a population. We form hypotheses based off of a theory. And based off of the tests performed on that population, then we find our theory, our hypothesis, valid or invalid. It's either verified or falsified. When you are doing things on your own, you are not a population. You are an individual. You are somewhere within that distribution. You may be on the ends of that distribution, or you may be in the middle of that distribution. We don't know. To say something is bro science is to keep you from actually trying it. To keep you from actually trying something that might actually work for you, but doesn't work for everybody else. The thing is, I don't have a problem with applying the scientific method to bodybuilding or any of the other strength sports. I don't have a problem with applying the scientific method to fitness in general. My problem is the perversion of the scientific method that's been going on by people who have been using this label. The scientific method is supposed to be based on skepticism. Anything you put forth is supposed to be able to be falsified. By saying something is bro science and saying that people should not do that, we can't in turn falsify your theory. There's no way of doing it because people are saying, oh, that's bro science, we're not going to do any. The general advice you should take from this video is not to listen to anybody. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to any of the other gurus out there. What you need to do is go out there and try things on your own. You might get valid theories from me or any of the other gurus out there. You might be able to get some good ideas from my videos. But that's not to say that that is God's word and you should be doing that. Whether it's bro science or not, if it works for you, it works for you. A lot of things that have been labeled bro science have worked for many people, including many IFBB pros. Some people say that it's because of drugs that these things work. Well, the drugs don't change the laws of biology. They just make things work a little bit faster or a little less fast. What this label is doing to you, what this label is doing to all of us, is narrowing our minds, is keeping us from trying things that might work, for keeping us from trying things that might push us beyond everybody else, that might give us the edge. Of course, it's also trying to protect you, and I don't doubt that the people who came up with the label were noble in their intention. The problem is that it's gone overboard. Try things out for yourself. Apply the scientific method. Use the scientific method. Form hypotheses. Falsify things that might not work for you. And verify things that do. For those of you who have questions about this, please email me at gettingshredded@gmail.com or message me on Facebook or hit me up on Instagram. If you got a problem with me, you know where to find me down at Metroflex fucking Gym in Long Beach, California. And as always, if you like my content, please come and subscribe to my channel. And again, please subscribe to CT motherfucking Fletcher's channel. And please donate to CT Fletcher's project, The Master Plan, because it will make this sport better. It will make this craft that we all love better by telling the story of a legend who has given so much for strength sports. Thank you.